The evening sun was shining golden on the land of France. Melody Cherie's car slowly climbed up the hilly path of grass and stopped in front of an ancient but magnificent building. It was the place where the world's rarest and most exquisite fragrances are created, the Molinar Perfume House. As soon as he entered the building, he was greeted by the scent of lavender, rose, and vanilla. Melody took a deep breath, as if a new breath of life was pouring into her being. She meets Monsieur André, an old but polite French perfumer. "Welcome, Ms. Melody. Today we will create a fragrance that will touch hearts," André said with a smile. "I want this fragrance to represent a woman's strength, her tenderness, and her triumph. It feels like the sun is setting, but the light still remains." Melody replied softly. André opened the various vials, the aroma of lavender, musk, amber, and pink peony wafting through the air. "This is pink, a fragrance that will symbolize love, victory, and new beginnings," she said. Melody sniffed the scent, closed her eyes, and said softly, "This scent is like a touch of prayer." Meanwhile, overseas in America, Martel Halt sat in his room fuming. In front of him, the news of Melody's success was playing on the TV. The report was announcing, Melody Shari has announced the launch of her new perfume, Pink in France, which is being hailed as a major milestone in the beauty industry worldwide. Martel clenched his fists. A mixture of jealousy and anger appeared on his face. He grumbled, "All this would not have been possible without me. I made it, and now she forgot me." Out of anger, he started a live video on social media. His face was red in front of the camera. He said, "People praise Melody, but nobody knows that it's all a lie. Her every step is a play." But the comments were saying something else. "Leave Martel, she has moved on. You need peace now, not revenge." A flash of anger and defeat appeared in Martel's eyes at the same time. He stopped the video, but it was too late. That video went viral. On the other hand, in Paris, a lighted hall was filled with people. Melody Cherie was there on stage for the launch of her new perfume. Cameras, media, and dozens of women who were attracted to her were all eyes on her. Smiling, she picked up the mic and said, "This fragrance is for women who are broken and strong, who smile after suffering. It's not just pink, it's a scent of prayer, courage, and hope." The hall erupted in applause. A reporter asked, "Do you think this is your biggest win since Martel?" Melody said in a calm voice, "I am not competing with anyone. I am only competing with the Melody who was once weak. Today that Melody is dead, now only the light remains." The day after the launch, Melody received a mysterious envelope. There was no name on it, just one letter M. Inside was written a short sentence. "You think it's over? The game has just begun." Melody caught her breath. Several questions arose in his mind. Is it Martel? Or someone else who is afraid of his success? Meanwhile, she meets a new person, Alexander, a smart and attractive French businessman. He was interested in introducing Melody's perfume throughout Europe. He said, "Madam Melody, your fragrance is not just a perfume, but a story. I want this fragrance to reach every heart. The intention is clear, the fragrance makes its own way," smiled Melody. This meeting instilled a new confidence in Melody. On the other hand, Martel's reputation began to decline. His sponsors backed out, TV channels canceled interviews. His assistant said, "Sir, people are with Melody now. We have to take a new step." "I won't let Melody win so easily," Martel said bitterly. Paris night was bathed in moonlight. Melody was standing on the balcony of the hotel, looking at the Eiffel Tower. The smell of her perfume had dissolved in the air. He looked up to the sky and prayed, "God, you have been with me through every storm. If this is a new trial, give me the same strength that you gave me that night when I was alone." Just then, his phone rang. The number was hidden. He picked up the call. A mysterious voice came from the other side. "You thought you'd be saved by coming to France? The game isn't over, Melody." Her heart beat faster, but there was courage in her eyes, along with fear. The next morning, a new scandal erupted in the media. There were reports that Melody's fragrance Pink was actually a stolen formula. A debate started around the world. Melody's detractors were delighted. But Alexander called a press conference and announced this allegation is baseless. We have all the evidence that this fragrance is Melody's own creation. Truth always comes late, but it must come. I have built my life on truth. It cannot fall on lies, said Melody confidently. His words changed the atmosphere. People started clapping. A few days later, the truth came out. It was found that a former colleague of Martell had made this false accusation out of jealousy. Melody's name was cleared, and the perfume Pink won an international award. While accepting the award, she said, "This victory is not just mine. It belongs to all the women who do not give up. Remember, if you have Melody, your fragrance will never fade." That night under the Eiffel Tower was like a dream. Melody stood still, the scent of her perfume wafting through the air. Alexander approached and said, "This scent will change the world." Melody smiled and replied, "No, this fragrance will make women believe in themselves." In that moment, Melody realized that her life was no longer just a success, but a message that reminds every woman that when intention, prayer, and courage come together, no storm can extinguish the light. Melody was standing on the balcony of Paris' famous Hotel L'Amoris, a large advertisement with her name flashing in the lights of the Champs-Élysées below. Melody Shari, the blueprint of strength, was not just an advertisement, but a declaration that a woman can reclaim her self-respect. After years of suffering, stigma, and criticism, Melody was now facing the world without fear. There were no tears in his eyes anymore, but a glow. A light that only exists in the eyes of those who have carved themselves in pain. Melody gathers her team. She knew it was time for the truth to come out. She decided that this war would not be one of hatred or revenge, but of justice. She intended to answer Martell's lies with law, dignity, and knowledge. She was accompanied by his manager Carla, PR head Darian, and legal advisor Ella Thompson, all three women. For all of them, Melody was not just a boss, but a symbol. The first step was taken on the media front. An exclusive interview was arranged in New York. Melody had a look of determination on her face as she sat in front of the camera. She said in a gentle but powerful tone, "I am breaking the silence today." Because sometimes silence becomes a testimony in favor of the oppressor. These words fell into people's hearts like a sword. As soon as the interview aired, Melody's phrase became a slogan around the world: "Silence helps the liar, not the truth." Martell immediately counterattacked. He released a video in which he accused Melody of doing it all for fame. But this time, the situation had changed. The public was no longer blind. Women raised their voices in favor of Melody. The hashtag #NoWeaponAgainstMelody started trending on social media. Thousands of women told their stories and called Melody the voice of justice. The second stage was decided in court. Ella Thompson laid out a trove of evidence in court. Martell's texts, threats, emails, and videos of him harassing Melody. The court hearing continued for several days. Melody came to every appearance with a calm face, her every word bearing witness to the truth. When the judge asked her why she wanted justice, she said only one sentence: "I don't want justice in exchange for my silence. I want to give a lesson so that tomorrow no woman will be afraid like me." A few weeks later, the verdict was delivered. The court found Martell Halt guilty of defamation, mental torture, and harassment, and ordered him to pay $5 million in damages. Melody had a relieved smile on her face at that moment. She knew that this victory was not for her, but for all the women who were never allowed to speak. After this win, Melody channeled her energies in a new direction. She launched a new line under her fragrance brand called Justice Collection. His first bottle was called No Weapon, a symbolic name that testified to his melody. Its launch ceremony was held under the Eiffel Tower in Paris. His words were gentle but powerful: "When the intention is true, the universe itself makes a way for you." This fragrance is the name of women who endure oppression but do not break. This event took the world by surprise. Melody was no longer just a businesswoman, but a spokeswoman for a global movement. The media around the world gave her the title, the Queen of Resilience. There was a dignity in his face, a dignity that only those who have picked themselves up from defeat possess. Meanwhile, Martel's life had ended. His businesses collapsed, sponsors pulled out, and the media started reporting against him. He once believed himself to be invincible, but now he was engulfed in the darkness of loneliness and regret. He had no more honor, no voice. One night, Melody was standing on her balcony. An old message appeared on his phone, written by Martel. "You'll never win against me." He read the message and deleted it with a smile. He looked up at the sky, the moon shining on his face. And he said softly, "I didn't try to win. I've proved myself." The next day, she founded the Shari Foundation for Women, which was established to help women victims of domestic violence, harassment, and social injustice. Melody turned her experience into a mission. Now, she used to go to different countries of the world and teach women independence, dignity, and justice. His lectures began to be taught in universities. His videos reached millions of hearts. The world was changing. But Melody Shari was no longer waiting for the world to change. She set out to change the world herself. Her foundation, Shari Foundation for Women, was not just an organization, but a global movement. Her message had spread to New York, Paris, Dubai. She raised her voice for women's autonomy, legal aid, and social justice. The journey was not easy for Melody. In every country, she faced a new wall somewhere. Women were oppressed in the name of religion. Some were silenced in the name of politics, and some where their voices were stifled before they could be heard in the world of powerful men. But Melody knew when a woman speaks, she doesn't just speak for herself, but for all the women who can't speak yet. The rapid rise in popularity of this foundation had alarmed some powerful people. International investors, media controllers, and some political circles began to perceive it as a threat. To him, Melody had become not a businesswoman, but a force challenging the system. "If this woman continues like this, she will be speaking at the United Nations next year," said the owner of a leading media group in a secret meeting. Indeed, that is what happened. Melody was invited to the United Nations Global Forum, where she delivered a historic speech on women's rights and social justice. His voice was soft but touching. She said, "When a woman stands up for her rights, she doesn't just protect herself. She opens the door to freedom for generations to come." Speech was broadcasted on media around the world. Millions of women took Melody as their guide, their voice. But the higher she went, the more opposition there was. Some powerful circles accused him of financial corruption. Some tried to rehash his past. A systematic media campaign against Melody began. Newspaper headlines read, "Melody Shari, a hero or an actress." But Melody was no longer a woman to be frightened. She did not remain silent. She called a press conference where her words dismissed every accusation. She said, "Lies have noise, truth has peace. Time will tell. Peace will prevail." This press conference made her stronger than ever. Some big names of the media stood by her, and then came a surprising twist. A young lawyer on the foundation's team, Adam Lawrence, who initially merely prepared legal reports for Melody, gradually became her closest associate. Adam was an intelligent, serious, and quiet man, but there was a wonderful respect in his eyes that went deeper than words. A relationship begins to develop between Melody and Adam, a relationship neither of them could have imagined. There were no promises, no expressions between them, but a feeling that was growing every moment. But life is not always a straight line. As this relationship grows stronger, a new crisis emerges in Melody's life. An international company filed a case against his foundation for misappropriation of funds. The charges were serious, the evidence fabricated, but the media made them true. False narratives against Melody started running on TV channels. It was at this time that some powerful political figures wanted her silence, as she had come in the way of their interests. One night, Melody was sitting alone in her office. She was faced with reports, false statements, and hateful social media posts from thousands of miles away. But her face was not defeated, but determined. She said to herself, "This storm shall pass. I stand by the truth, and the truth never loses." Adam came to him. "I can save you from all of this if you want," he said softly. "I can legally separate you, You'll get time." Melody smiled and replied, "I don't run, Adam. I fight." These words weighed heavily in his heart. That night, Adam realized that he was standing not with an ordinary woman, but with a living page of history. A few weeks later, Melody made the biggest decision of her life. She revealed the truth in an international live interview. He named all the institutions, companies, and politicians who were running a secret campaign against women's liberation. His speech created an earthquake in world politics. The United Nations named Melody S. Foundation as the global voice of justice. But every success has a price. Melody is murdered, her car's brakes are cut. Thank God she was safe, but this incident was a warning to her that this struggle was no longer just words. Adam urges her to hide for a while, but Melody says, "I can't bring justice by hiding my voice. Your opinion is very important to us, because this story is not just theirs, but every woman's who stands up for the truth."